However, we have consistently seen that in most cases, the youths are not given the opportunity as leaders of tomorrow to understudy the elderly today so that by tomorrow they can lead effectively. But thank God to the leadership of the People's Democratic Party in Rivers State today. We are setting a precedent that is nowhere else. It is a thing of joy that as we speak, in the Rivers State House of Assembly, the past election, those who have been elected to represent us from their various local governments, we are proud to say that out of the 32 assembly members, over 18 of them are below 40 years. This is a clear case of a government that is youth-friendly, a government that wants to encourage the youth, a government that wants to ensure that by tomorrow the youth can lead, so that that mantra, that slogan of the youth are the leaders of tomorrow will not just be a storyline. We, the people of Apara Kingdom Youth Front, will see a light at the end of the tunnel. And today we're here to spur the entire youth of Rivers State and Nigeria at large to look at critical issues and learn from the example in Rivers State. If the example in Rivers State is being studied and perhaps replicated in other parts of this country, we want to believe that the women who have asked for 35% and who also, let me say this, have been given 50% by the incoming government of Rivers State. And once the youth are also empowered in that light, I want to believe that our country will be a country of peace, harmony, productivity, growth, enlargement, and all that we can ever think of. I thank you all. May God bless you for coming.
I was once a youth. What does that mean? It's like a corn planted. It will grow. When the corn grows to maturity, it goes on and on until the corn fulfills all the purpose for which it was planted. And such is the like of the youth. The importance of youth in any society cannot be overemphasized. A society without the youth will soon be extinct, because it is the youth that grows to adulthood.
The mismanagement of Rivers State, particularly in the second tenure of Rotimi Amechi. And he wanted a change. It was not as if he was too desirous of being governor, but he wanted a change. And we looked around. We couldn't see a more trusted person than Nyesom Wike. And we didn't mind that he was Ikwere. And we were not happy that Amechi got up the ladder to government house and made a forbidden story that an Ikwere man should not succeed in. It was not about Ikwere, it was about Rivers State. And I tell you, Governor Rotimi Amechi is only of his own kind in the whole federation. He is the only man that has said he will not hand over in the face of a victorious election conducted perfectly and fairly. He is the only man that has not appointed a transition committee in the whole of the Federation of Nigeria. He is the only man who is weeping when his brother has rose of the left. He is the only man who, like Cain in the Bible, have behaved so murderous. He personally shot a gun on election day, and he ordered the shooting of an Ikwere young man of 36 years in Unit 9 of Ward 9 in Ikwere local government area. It is rascally. It is a pathetic story. On the 28th of this month, midnight, Amechi's immunity will be over. Yes. And from the morning of the 29th, he would have left the government house. Watch my words. If it does not leave government house, by that time, Amechi will see people's power. And the power of a united people is stronger than all cranes in this world pulled together. And so we will pull him out of government house. If he is able to resist, then he will face the wrath of the law. And he will be handed over to the police because immunity is over. Yes, so, for refusing to evacuate, for refusing to take his things away, if he so does, then he will be jailed. I tell you, my confidence in Chief Barrister Ezebunwo Wike is at the brim. My confidence in the vision of Chief Barrister Ezebunwo Wike is superlative. I know that Rivers State will not be the same even in 4 years. Correct. And perhaps for another 8 years. Reason is that the preparation for the next election has started. After the victory of the failure of one, the next starts automatically. Yes. I hear they are crying wolf that Nyesom Wike wants to take over APC from them. I am not aware of that. We have not had any discussions. But he is a man with vision, and he is the political leader of Rivers State. Confirm. And we are used to taking over.
Apara Youth Front.
And we are used to taking over. We take over from you when we see that you're becoming lackadaisical. We take over from you when we see that you're performing governance with laissez-faire. And we take over from you because we want to effectively organize the state for the betterment of the youths that are standing behind. And so, if our leader says, take APC from them, we'll take in a second. Yes. But that's not what I think is going on. What I think that has gone wrong is that Nyesom Wike actually wanted President Goodluck Jonathan to run for another time and did everything, invested everything, used everything, but you see this election was not between APC and PDP. This election was between Islam and Christianity. This election was between the North and the South. This election is a result of a collaboration of Western Nigeria and Northern Nigeria against the Eastern Nigeria of old. And because the election is against the old Eastern region, I am calling on the people of the old Eastern region to even be stronger. Right. We know when AD started from the West, and AD had no governors that we have. It is the same AD that is metamorphosing and collaborating and making all necessary arrangements, counting on the faults and the mismanagements and mistakes of the PDP, and then they have come on board after 16 years. I want to tell the whole Eastern Nigeria that with hard work, with struggle, with commitment, with diligence of the youth, with the exuberance of the youth, with the opulence of the youth, we will together. We will together in the next election increase our tallies at least, if we do not take over. And by 2023, we will completely reduce, if it is APC that is still remaining, and then we will come up, because we will also do our collaboration with Northern Nigeria, because they will not be tired of taking high position. Yes. And so because our brothers of Western Nigeria have behaved like Northerners, we will have an opportunity to also behave like Northerners and coalesce with them and collaborate with them and make sure that we come up again. Amen. About the rascality that we saw in River State. Governor Rotimi Amechi is a rascal but pretending to be a radical. Governor Rotimi Amechi was not prepared to support the cuckoo because he wants to be the Colossus. And if that cuckoo becomes governor, Governor Rotimi Amechi would have been reduced. So all that he was doing was whitewash. And so people, young people, people of River State should go and advise the cuckoo to queue behind Nyesom Wike, that he is a young man. His failure is not his cause. His own failure is as a result of the mismanagement, the high-handedness, and the criminalities perpetrated by Amechi. And so the high time the cuckoo realizes himself and queue behind Nyesom Wike, the better for that young man. I would like to continue. I would have liked to say the developmental strides that I know my boss will embark on. I would have loved to say how this state will be turned around. I would have loved to say how women will be carried along. I would have loved to say how aggressive agrarian revolution will be entrenched in Rivers. I would have loved to say how our young women and men, our elders will be respected. Traditional rulers will not keep their walking stick at house corners before they get into the main pool of government house. Our traditional rulers will not be called that they are wearing magician caps. I would have told you that Nyesom Wike would not tell traditional rulers that their heads are not correct. I would have told you. I do not have the time to speak on. I would have reminded you also that bridges, sand filling, lands will be expanded in River State. If I have time. I would have told you that fisheries will be promoted. I would have told you that universities will be helped. Yes. I would have told you that secondary schools will be functional. If I had the time to tell you, I would have told you that it is not just going to be 1 kilometer, one primary school, but they will be functional, not to be built for cockroaches and lizards. I would have told you There is no time, Your Excellency. There is no time, Your Majesty. I would have told you that it is not proliferation of health centers, but it is functional health centers that Nyesom Wike.
He's making the point.
I would have told you, sir, that the reptilian health centers will be converted to human, habitable, and sickness-curing health centers. I would have told you this. I do not have time to tell you. If not, I would have told you more. May I tell all Apara youth to rally around Nyesom Wike.
Confirm.
Because that is the visionary.
Confirm.
May I advise that the empty seats in the next time I'm coming for a function of Apara youth will be filled.
Yes.
Because your glory has come. Your heaven will not be only met when you die. Your heaven is here. And if I notice again that there's some kind of laissez-faire attitude and some kind of nonchalance in the body politic of Apara youth, I'll tell my boss.